Welcome to My Success. This show is all about what it takes to be successful. Tune in for some great conversation designed for providing you with the best information possible to help you achieve your goals and dreams. Our hosts, Kim Martin, Miracle Rose, and Troy Alexander, will chat with experts in their field to keep you informed on every possible skill needed for success. Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Kim Martin here, founder of I've Decided and one of the hosts today for our show, My Success. We come live at you every third Tuesday, sometime around noon is what we hope to accomplish, but you never know with the technical challenges. Sometimes we're a little early, sometimes we're a little late. But anyways, we are happy to be with all of you today. I'm so excited for this show. We have one of our awesome community members with us today, Jen Haney. Hey, Jen.
Hi, Kim. Happy to be here.
How are you?
I'm doing well, all things considered.
You're looking all springy and beautiful in that coral.
I thought I'd put on a nice shirt, typically at home in the sweatshirts.
Right.
So making a special occasion for you.
Well, it's kind of like sunshiny bright without the sunshine today. So
right.
I like the bright colors. I should have been a little more brighter, but that's okay.
It's all right.
You made up for it. It's pretty.
Thank you.
So, all right. So you guys, if you got your weekly winning resource and you've read it, which I hope you have, then you know our weekly winning word this week is refresh.
Mm-hmm.
And what a great time for that word, because these last 2 months has been crazy for all of us. Some of us might be feeling a little overwhelmed, maybe exhausted, just trying to muddle through everything, figuring out all the new technology, the new way of doing work. Jen, you're working your full-time job from home, right?
Yep, I am.
You just said you had 4 kids at home full-time right now.
Most days, yep, right.
Right.
It's a full house for sure.
It's a full house. Some
Yeah.
of you guys have a full house, which is, it's good. We're
Yeah.
happy to have our kids home with us safe and sound if you're lucky enough to have them all under one roof. That's a good thing, but it can be overwhelming, school online, if you got little kids. Man, I just cannot even imagine.
No, me either.
If my teens were still little, I don't know what I would do. So I feel for you guys if you got a lot of little kids at home trying to do the school online and help them with that. So I don't know. Maybe you're feeling a little tapped out, just kind of like need a vacation.
Yeah.
We all could use a vacation. And so that's what our resource was about this week. Just talking about refreshing, refueling, disconnecting to reconnect. It's an important part of your success. You have to rest. You have to, I call it, I have my veggie days. Veg out for an entire day if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
And take that time to just regroup and think. Just think. And come back with a newfound energy, I think. But I wanted to talk to you about what you do, your kind of fun side job that you do, and that you're looking to grow your coaching business.
Right.
With the Gallup Clifton Strengths Finders. Have you guys heard of that? Strength Finders maybe sound familiar, but it's Gallup and it's called Clifton Strength Finders now. They kind of changed that just a little bit.
Yep, they did.
But, what a great way to kind of refresh. When's the last time you took a step back and said, who am I? What do I want? What are my strengths? I did the assessment with you,
right,
Jen.
Yeah.
And you coached me through it. And it was really a great experience.
Thanks.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about that too. And, why would it be important for a person to know their strengths when it comes to achieving their goals and dreams?
Okay, well, I'll start off with just a little bit of an introduction of what this is, in case some of you have never heard of it. It's, like Kim said, Gallup Clifton Strengths, and it's an assessment that is put out by Gallup, and it's available on their website. And along with that is some results that you get back after taking the assessment, which tells you in a ranking order what you're best at. And they have certain words and ways that they describe things. So it's a really powerful tool. And I discovered it, well, I discovered my passion for it probably 5 or 6 years ago. I lose track. But basically, the importance of it and the reason why you would want to do this is to help you be more intentional with the things that you choose to do with your life. Because when you understand sort of what your natural talents are, you're then better able to put yourself in situations, either professionally or personally, that really play to your best traits and your best strengths, I guess is the word. And when you're in that space, you typically are happier, you have more fun, you do a better job, and everything just kind of comes together. I know that when I'm doing my coaching, which takes into account a lot of my strengths, I get all kinds of energy from it, no matter how long, is it a 10-hour day or a 12-hour day, I'm still energized at the end of it. And that's because I'm using my natural strengths. So
Sure.
I answered your question.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And I was just sitting here thinking as I was listening to you share, Jen, when I did, you might think, well, that sounds like work to take an assessment. That doesn't sound refreshing.
Right.
But the truth is it was very refreshing. And I loved, some of the things that you shared with me was such confirmation. I believe my number one strength was activator.
Yes.
And that made sense to me because when we first got, when it was first announced that all the businesses had to close and we couldn't go to work and we were going to be sheltering in place for at least 30 days initially.
Yeah.
My activator kicked in, right? I'm like, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to proceed? What's work going to look like? How can we continue to help people?
Yeah.
All of those things kicked in.
Right.
And so we did my assessment maybe about 3 weeks ago, probably.
Yeah.
A week or two after. I don't know. So maybe 4, I don't even know how long. But anyway, the point is it was fun and it was very refreshing to hear you share with me those traits that I have and those behaviors and how it made sense. And when I got off the Zoom call with you, the coaching, I was re-energized. I was kind of like, yeah, I'm an activator. And then sometimes like with the weak spots,
right,
made sense to me too. I'm like, that's why I do that, because, and then you understand yourself and it's really cool.
Good. Well, it was fun coaching you, and anyone who knows Kim would, if you could see her strengths line up, it would make perfect sense to you because activator, ideation is one of hers, and she's always got new ideas. She's always implementing her new ideas, which is a combination of activator and ideation. So not only does she have the ideas, but man, she is on it, and I get exhausted watching her because I'm like, how can she do all this? But the reason is, it's her natural strengths. And that's what's so cool about this is you just answer these questions. And Gallup has done a fantastic job of 30-ish years of research to pull all this together and give people tremendously accurate reports that really just help affirm what you've kind of always known, but confirm, I think, was it that what you said? Anyway, confirmation that, yeah, that is who you are. And the reason you like to do those things and the reason you're good at those things is because it's just how you're wired.
Yeah,
but to
and
see
there's
it on
no right
paper,
or wrong.
right.
There's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
But understanding your weaknesses is a really refreshing thing too.
Yes.
Because if you're responding in a certain way to this whole pandemic, for example, understanding why, wouldn't that be kind of refreshing?
Yeah.
So that you'd be like, oh, no wonder I'm acting this way, or no wonder I'm potentially behaving this way, because I don't know, I found it very refreshing. And so I just thought it was a perfect play in to our weekly winning word refresh this week. But I have the article that we sent out to you, right? And so we talked about 5 ways you can refresh yourself. So I always like to kind of go through those on the show just as a reminder, and we can talk it through, Jen. But the first one was out with the old and in with the new. And again, coming back to the assessments, you can it's kind of like an inventory,
Yeah, it is very much so.
if you will.
Yeah, and it helps you, something you said a minute ago, it helps you give a framework to how you're feeling. And I know one of the things that was liberating for me when I did it was, why that feeling of why can't I be more like that person? Why does that, they do all this stuff, and I would get down on myself because I didn't understand it and comparing myself. But then I realized, you know what? That person has those talents, but you have these talents. And not that you should think this way, but they can't do the stuff you do,
Right.
and it's just this feeling that is refreshing of who you are, and an ownership and sort of a pride, and just acceptance of that,
Yeah.
and working with it for your success, which is what this is all about, right?
Yeah.
Being
When you
successful.
learn, that's the great part about your coaching, Jen, is that you helped me. It'd be one thing to do an assessment and be like, okay, I'm an activator.
Right.
But what does that mean? Like, what is that? How does that apply to my life? And how does that apply to me being successful in my goals and in my purpose and what I should be doing, or successful as a mom, or,
Right.
as a wife or a boss, or whatever it is that your roles are,
Right.
how does that apply? So that was what was so cool. I know that this is a very popular strength assessment. A lot of companies use this, but I wonder, are they really tapping into someone like you who can actually show their employees how it pertains to them?
Right.
It's one thing to do an like take a Gallup assessment to get hired for a company. And then what? You have all these assessments for your employees, but wouldn't it be cool it'd be refreshing to have someone like Jen come in and show the employees and go through with them how it actually pertains to their life, I guess.
Right. Yeah, there is a lot of opportunity for that. And there's coaches. I'm a coach, but there's tons of coaches out there that are certified in this. And I do encourage, if you've taken the assessment, it's great to review it yourself, but having a coach is really helpful too, because they can give you different perspectives. And as far as employers, if you can help your employees kind of understand who they are, and if you understand who your employees are, you can put them in situations to succeed. You can determine, which person might do this better and really enjoy it based on their strengths lineup versus someone else. Just because that's on your job role doesn't mean you have the natural talents for it. So you can do it, but you might not do it that well. You might not do it that fast, as opposed to someone who's naturally inclined for that. And you, this other person, can do the things that they do well. So
Right.
employers can really leverage it for teams to take advantage of each other's strengths and do the things you're great at and let someone else do the things that they're great at.
Yeah.
So there's tons of power in this within an employer. And I work at Caterpillar full time. That's my day job. And I do some coaching there. So I do get to coach some teams and some employees there. And I've seen people really use this in good ways.
Oh yeah, I could see it. I could definitely see that. So when we say out with the old and in with the new, it's not necessarily throwing out things.
No.
It's kind of that mindset a little bit, right? We're also talking about out with that old mindset, in with the new mindset. So I thought that was a good point, Jen, when you talked about how we can wish we were somebody else. I wish I could be that patient, or I wish I could,
Right.
be that calm, or I wish I could, not get so frustrated so easily, or whatever those things are that I know are part of me. Knowing and understanding it just takes that away. It's like, it's okay. I might not be, that might be a weakness, but I got this really cool strength over here.
Right. So put the weakness aside and,
Right.
and focus on the good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of out with that old mindset.
Right.
We talked about just taking that time to pray and meditate, or I can't even remember who I was talking to today. Oh, Noelle Tatlock, one of our business resources from Unland Insurance. Little shout out to Noelle. We were talking on the phone this morning, and we were like, we just don't take time to think.
Right.
Just think. Just sit and think. That is refreshing.
It is. Well, depending on what you're thinking about. But yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes it's overwhelming. But yeah.
Well, this morning I woke up. I had a really good morning. It was one of my perfect mornings where I wake up early. I love waking up early. And before I'm actually scheduled to go meet my friends to run. And I had some time. I had coffee, read my Bible. And I thought, you know what, Lord, I want to hear from you. If there's anything. So I just went and I sat on my couch and I closed my eyes. And I set my timer on my phone for like 10 minutes. And I literally every time I tried to think about something, I would try to block it out. And I would just try to listen and think. And that's, Noelle and I were having that conversation around just thinking. I said, pray, meditate, but just think. Just take the time. And I think, no pun intended,
right,
that, again, back to the Strength Finders assessment, it makes you think. You really are having to intuitively think about yourself and how you would respond to things. And that's pretty cool. Invest in your health. That's on the list, right? So exercise, take time to exercise, refresh, going for walks, eating a healthy meal. I'm like tucked behind this desk, got the COVID-15, hopefully not 15, but I feel 5 for sure. I can't wait to get back exercising at Curbs on June 1st. We're open and I cannot wait. So I've been trying to run and things, but still, if you get out of your normal routine.
Yeah, it's been a challenge for sure.
I think it's the eating. My kids are home. They want pizza.
And you're always close to food because you're at home, right?
Open the refrigerator 20 times a day.
They're baking cookies, and you got to have a cookie.
I know. All of a sudden,
or 5.
You've got 4 teenage girls at home. I have 2 teenage girls at home. All of a sudden, they're like little bakers.
Yeah.
They're like baking brownies, baking cookies, making waffles. It's like,
I feel it. Yeah.
I feel it too. So, or try something new. That's on the list of things that you can do to refresh. I want to encourage you to consider, doing the Strength Finders assessment. Jen, how could they reach out to you if they are interested in doing the assessment and having a coaching session with you to see how it could help them?
Well, I'm part of the community, so I don't honestly know if you've got a community directory.
We have our business resources listed on the website. All of our business resources. We don't have a community member phone book per se, or maybe we should.
Yeah,
that's not a bad idea.
There you go, ideation. Yeah, there comes an idea.
That, there comes the activator. I'm like, okay, we got to do this.
It'll be done tomorrow.
So why don't you guys you can reach out to me too. Do you have an email address?
I'm on Facebook too.
Okay.
So Jennifer George Haney.
Yeah.
Is how I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
But yeah, it's and honestly, it's through Gallup, so you can get to the assessment through Gallup.com. You can take the assessment, and if you need help with that, or if you want to talk to me about it ahead of time, please do reach out, and I'd be happy to walk you through the process.
We are going to be posting it on our website because you're graciously giving our members an exclusive discount for coaching sessions and taking the test. So it will be posted. I just don't think we have it there quite yet. So
that's fine.
But it will be posted. You can reach out to me, Kim@I'veDecided.org for more of information or to get Jen's contact. This is really cool. And then last on the list, and definitely not least, as we wrap it up here, this fastest 20 minutes ever, went by super fast, is do nothing.
Right.
Do absolutely nothing. And I call it my veggie day. Just veg. Watch TV all day. Lay on the couch all day. Read a book all day. Whatever it is.
Yep.
Lay out on your
hammock.
I
liked that. Hammock.
Sit in your hammock. If you have a hammock, I want a hammock.
Yeah.
I don't have one, but it would be nice to have one. I know people that do, but whatever it is that you would consider nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like nothing could be literally nothing, just laying.
Yeah.
It could be for you, it could be gardening.
Right.
You know, that's something that feels so fun for some people, not me. My friend Courtney,
Right.
yes, not me. You won't find me gardening on the days that I'm doing nothing.
Me either.
You'll find me laying on the couch watching old girly movies. So
well,
fun.
and one thing on that, I mean, depending on how your strengths lineup is, like doing nothing would be
Right.
harder for some people than for other people. Doing nothing for me is actually kind of hard to do, but because of that, it's all the more refreshing.
Yeah.
So if I actually do like go in my bedroom, shut the door, and just read a book, that doesn't happen very often, but it definitely feels like doing nothing, and it is very refreshing.
It is very refreshing, and no guilt.
Right.
Come on now. If you take a day to do nothing, it's totally okay.
Yes.
It's
It's
fine.
good for you.
It's good for
actually.
you. If
Yeah.
you're going to be successful and have the energy to do what you need to do, you have to refresh. And I'm going to end on this note because it's so important. It is not selfish to refresh.
No.
It is selfless. It is the most selfless thing that you can do, because when you take care of yourself, you take time to refresh, you get recharged, re-energized, you fill up your little pot of oil, so to speak, and then you're able to go pour out and do what you should be doing and helping and giving back and encouraging others. And so that's what it's all about. Thank you, Jen, for being on the show today.
Thank you, Kim,
It's
for
awesome.
having me.
Thank you for being a part of our community.
Yes, I love it, and I look forward to all of the motivation that comes from the organization, and especially you.
Oh, thank you. And if you have not joined our community yet, this is your invite. I would love for you to join our community so that we can help you achieve your goals and dreams, whatever they may be. It literally takes 2 minutes to sign up. You can go to ivedecided.org, click on memberships, and it'll just take you right through. All right, so wherever you are today, whatever you're doing this week, take time to refresh, recharge those batteries so you can get back to doing what it is that you desire to do. Okay, we'll be back next week. I think Kurt will be here with you next week. Maybe Kurt and Dr. Marianne with The Source next Tuesday. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks, Jen.
Thank you.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
PeoriaLife.com.